This PowerPoint presentation, How to Look Up Definitions and the History of New Words in Online Dictionaries, will hopefully help you do your first vocabulary assignment, which is to look up the definitions, write your own sentences with new vocabulary, and find the original languages from which the words came. Four well-known free online dictionaries include Google, Merriam-Webster, Dictionary.com, and OED, which stands for Online Etymology Dictionary. Okay, if you go to Google, you can type quantify, the word quantify, into the search box, and then you press the enter or return button to view the results of your search. When you look for a definition of a word such as quantify on Google, your first two results will be two definitions of quantify in the Google dictionary. To find the history or origins of a new word, like quantify, you would scroll down under definitions from Oxford Languages and click translations and more definitions. So on Google, if you scroll all the way down to for the word quantify, you see the origin. And in Latin, the origin of quantify is quantus. That's the root. The root is the basic unit of a word, and basically quantus is where quantify came from. So it means how much in Latin. And we have other words like quantity in English, quantity, which is also related to that root, quantus. In medieval Latin, that followed Latin. The word was quantificare, which was a verb. And then by the mid 16th century, in English, the word had evolved, had changed, and it was quantify. So if you go to Google right now, you're going to look up these two underlined words in this sentence. The sentence is, the alchemist picked up a book that someone in the caravan had brought. So look up the definition of alchemist and then look up the definition of caravan on Google.com. So the question is, which definition applies to the alchemist, um, which is the title, The Alchemist by Paul Coelho? Um, well, one definition is a person who practices alchemy. And the example is the phosphorus was discovered by German alchemist Henning Brand in 1669. Okay, so obviously from that sentence, you know that an alchemist is someone who works with substances, with chemical substances. But also, the second definition, a person who transforms or creates something through a seemingly magical process, might also apply to the way Paul Coelho describes an alchemist in his novel. Like Google Dictionary, Merriam-Webster.com gives you definitions, example sentences, and the history of most words in English. However, Merriam-Webster is more likely to contain more information about the etymology or the history of each word which you look up. So you need to scroll down. It's like a blue line, and then where you click on learn more about. That's the link you need to click on to find the origins of a word. Google Dictionary does not always provide the history of all English words, such as alchemist. You may need to use an online etymology dictionary, such as OED.com, to discover the history of a particular word, such as alchemist. To find the origins of a word, go to Eddy online. For example, alchemist's original form came from Latin. Okay, alchemiel was the medieval Latin form. And the word alchemy um, is from alchemia. And then there are earlier forms of alchemist too. Alchemister, alchemier. Okay, and you can find out much more information about a word's history on the etymology dictionary online. If you want to find the language and base words which a particular word came from, all you need to do is scroll down the page for the word and click the link which begins with Learn More About on Merriam-Webster.com. Once you have clicked Learn More About, you will find historical information about a particular word. For example, when you investigate the origins of caravan, you learned about the first known use of caravan as a noun was in 1588, and the definition was the same one as the definition for caravan in slide 10. As slide 14 shows, Google Dictionary, like Merriam-Webster, provides you with definitions and example sentences. Also under the definition example phrase are similar phrases and words, such as grazing, grazing land, grassland, grass, pasture land, and pasturage. Some of these phrases are rarely used in English. Nevertheless, these expressions may help some Google Dictionary users understand what pasture means. Slide 15 shows that Google Dictionary provides the basic history of words in the section Origin. You need to scroll all the way down almost to the end of the definition. It's below the definition actually to find the origin of a word. Also, not all words in Google Dictionary will have their origins listed. That's why you should use www.merriam-webster.com or Eddy online, the etymology dictionary online, so that you can find the history of a word easily. Slide 16 shows that Merriam-Webster dictionary online, like Google Dictionary, provides definitions of words. Also, you can click on the thesaurus, the link with the brown background. In the thesaurus, you will find synonyms of words which have similar meanings to pasture. By clicking the More About link under the definition of pasture in the Merriam-Webster Dictionary online, you can find out the etymology of each word which interests you. Etymology means the origins of words and the ways in which the words have changed throughout time.